Welcome to our open book. Very good to be with you. Uh, I have some words to read. Oh, hi there, John Mahoney. Hi there, darling. That was for Caroline, but hello to Laureen Dominic as well, and for that matter, John Mahoney and Maggie and Fran M. and my CRR. Oh, I shouldn't, yeah, but Fran, thank you for joining us. Thanks everybody for joining us. Look, Ryne Sandburg, the great Chicago Cubs infielder, um, and baseball player and Hall of Famer. Never got to the World Series, God bless him. 2 playoffs, so. He left us recently at the age of 65. Seems young to me. And when he was inducted into the Hall of Fame, kind of an unusual speech that he gave because he actually wanted to say something. And so he did. So I'm going to read from tonight. He begins by saying, "What a beautiful day this is." And says, "I stand here today before you humbled and a grateful baseball player. I'm truly honored and in awe, honored to be in class with my fellow inductee, Wade Boggs, Red Sox Mickey. And as I look behind me here now, wow, at the greatest players in the history of the game, I am in awe. I know that if I had ever allowed myself to think that this was possible, that I had ever taken one day in pro ball for granted, I'm sure I would not be here today. This will come as a shock, I know, but I am almost speechless." He's making fun of himself there because as a player, he was known for being almost speechless. Not a great interview, but he goes on. "The reason I'm here, they tell me, is that I played the game a certain way. I don't know about that, but I do know this. I had too much respect for the game to play it any other way. And if there is a single reason I'm here today, it is because of one word: respect. I love to play baseball. I'm a baseball player. I have always been a baseball player. I am still a baseball player. That's who I am." Someone in the audience shouts out, "I love you." Ryne Sandburg shouted back, "I love you." "I was a baseball player when I was 10 or 12 years old, pretending to be Willie Stargell or Johnny Bench or Louis Tiant. My bat was an old fungo, my ball was a plastic golf ball, when the field was the street, and my older brother Dell and I would play all day. Everything I am today, everything I have today, everything I will ever be is because of the game of baseball. Not the game you see on TV or in the movies. Baseball, the one we all know, the one we played with wiffle ball bats, pretending to be Yaz or Fisk or Rose in dirt fields and in allies. We all know that game. The game fits me because it was right. It was all about doing things right. If you played the game the right way, played the game for the team, good things would happen. That's what I love most about the game, how a ground out to second with a man on second and nobody out could actually be a great thing. Respect. Fourth major league game I ever saw in person," Ryne Sandburg said. "I was in a uniform. Yes, I was in awe. I was in awe every time I walked onto that field." That's respect. "I was taught you never, ever disrespect your opponent or your teammates or your organization or your manager, and you never, ever your uniform. Make a great play, act like you've done it before. Get a big hit, look for the third base coach and get ready to run the bases. If you hit a home run, put your head down. Drop the bat, run around the bases because the name on the front is more than the name on the back. That's respect." Dallas Green brought me to Chicago. He was the GM then, and without him, who knows? I couldn't let him down. I owed him too much. I had too much respect for him. People like Harry Carey and Don Zimmer used to compare me to Jackie Robinson. Can you think of a better tribute than that? But Harry, who was a huge supporter of mine, used to say how nice it is that a guy who can hit 40 home runs or steal 50 bases or drive in 100 runs is also a bunter. Well, that was my job. When did it become okay for someone to hit home runs and forget how to play the rest of the game? When we went home every winter, they warned us not to lift heavy weights because they didn't want us to lose flexibility. I wanted us to be baseball players, not just home run hitters. A lot of people say this honor validates my career, said Ron Sandburg, but I didn't work hard for validation. I didn't play the game right because I saw a reward at the end of the tunnel. I did it because that's what you're supposed to do. If this validates anything, it's that learning how to bunt and hit and run and turning two is more than knowing where to find the little red light at the dugout camp. If it validates anything, it validates the guys who taught me the game. Coaches, Billy Williams, Chuck Cotter, John Vukovich, Jose Martinez, Billy Connors, Ruben Amaro. Teammates like Larry Boa took me under his wing. The Phillies, Rick Sutcliffe, who was like an older brother, Bob Dernier, half of the Daily Double. They did what they were supposed to do, and I did what I was supposed to do. There was Gary Matthews, the Sarge. He wouldn't let me down, always in the on-deck circle when I was batting. If there was a pitch that almost hit me or knocked me down, Sarge would be halfway to the mound and screaming at the pitcher, "Get that ball over the plate or face the consequences." So a lot of fastballs down the middle because of Sarge. I had too much respect for him to give it any less than he did. Sure, I worked hard to get the most out of my ability, but that's what we all did back then. That's what every one of those guys sitting here did. There were a lot of players who worked just as hard as I did, and if you didn't stay in the big leagues. Now listen to the name he mentions here. There was Bill Buckner. Bill Buckner, God bless him, who was a great player, is almost famed for the ball he bobbled, most famed for the ball he bobbled. I won't go into that right now.
Thanks.
Yes, you have a Red Sox fan here. But he was a great player. And Ryne Sandburg makes a point of saying there were guys like Bill Buckner, an incredible big league hitter, the first pure hitter I spent time with in the big leagues. I saw him coming through town with Spokane and AAA with Tommy Lasorda and a whole team full of guys who went to the World Series. They all worked hard. There was Sean Dunston and Mark Grace, and together we were a double play combination for years. Respect, I tell you. Andre Dawson, the Hawk, no player in history worked harder, suffer more, did better than Andre Dawson. He's the best I've ever seen. In baseball, there's always the next day. I always thought there would be another chance. It didn't happen, but I feel fortunate for the two chances we had, and it's just the same for Cub fans that we never went to the World Series. You can't do it on your own. But I want to say thank you to every teammate, coach, manager, and just as important, my opponents who made the game fun for me. To the Baseball Writers Association, I thank you for granting me this incredible honor. I think a large part of this is the fact that I was such a great interview. Gave you so many quotes you could wrap around a story. It was, of course, just the opposite. He said, seriously, I know I wasn't the best interview for many of those years, but I wasn't trying to be difficult. I just had other things on my mind. Baseball wasn't easy for me. I struggled many times, and maybe it didn't look like I was struggling, and I had to work hard every day. I had to prepare mentally every day. What an extraordinary thing for a Hall of Famer to be saying. That didn't leave many scraps for the writers. I hope you understand why I should not campaign for this or help you sell this. It's the best award in all of sports, and I think if I had expected anything, I was thinking about it too much or crunching the numbers, it would have taken away from the prestige of this incredible honor. Now, this is the part that's going to. I've been lucky enough to be welcomed into 3 new families since I arrived in Chicago. I don't have words to describe how the Cub fans who welcomed me as a rookie were patient for my 1-for-32 start and took me into their homes and into their hearts and treated me like a member of their family. You picked me up when I was down. You lifted me to heights I didn't know I could reach. You made me play at that level for a long time. I know there are lots of Cub fans here today. I feel like every Cub fan in the world is here with me today. Thank you to these men here, these Hall of Famers, the great players in the history of baseball who have welcomed me and treated me as an equal. It's going to take some getting used to, but I thank you for your kindness and respect. This is the second best thing that ever happened to me. I joined a new family when my wife, Margaret, BR, Adrian, and Stephen took me, Lindsay, and Justin into their family, and together we've made quite a happy family. I love all of you. You're probably wondering, what is the first best thing? When I said this honor is the second best thing, my wife, Margaret, is the best thing that's ever happened. She is my best friend. She is the love of my life. She is my salvation. She is my past, my present, my future. She is my sun, my moon, my stars. I don't know if you knew he was quoting Auden, but...
Oh, I thought you.
No, well, that could be too. She is everything that is good about life, and I thank her for entering my life at a time when I needed her most. I love you. The feeling I've had since I got the call is a feeling I suspect will never go away. I'm told it never does. It is the highest high you can imagine. I wish you all could feel what I feel standing here. This is my last big game. This is my last big at-bat. This is my last time catching the final out. I dreamed of this as a child, but I had too much respect for baseball to think that this was ever possible. I believe it is because I had so much respect for the game and respect for getting the most of my ability that I stand here today. I hope others in the future will know this feeling for the same reason. Respect for the game of baseball. When we all played it, it was mandatory. And I hope that someday it's something we will all see again. And Ryne Sandburg's last words, thank you and go Cubs. Oh my, I'm sorry. He was a great force. He was really something, Ryne Sandburg, Rhino, as he used to be called. And it's sad as hell we should lose him at such a young age. He meant a lot to Cub fans. I mean, like Ernie Banks. It was during dark years for the team. And yet people on other clubs would say, boy, you got the best there in Sandburg. As they said about Ernie Banks, as they said about Billy Williams. All three players obviously never got to a World Series. But as Ernie Banks used to say, they had their fun and they reached their heights. And, nothing like being a star on the north side of Chicago. Okay. Nothing like being a Cubs, sports thing. Yeah. Why Michael Jordan stayed with the Bulls, He could have written his own ticket in New York or LA, but he said, no, those places tear you apart. 6 championships with the Bulls. So, in any event, thank you for letting me read that tonight. I'll be all right. So, hope you will join us. We won't have any guests for technical reasons for the next few days. But very good to be with all of you tonight in our open book. See you later. Take care. Bye-bye. By the way, interviewed Garrett Graff today. Wonderful oral history he's done on the atomic bomb project and the dropping of the atomic bomb 80 years ago. So I'll talk more about that on our promo on Friday. See you later. Take care. Bye-bye.